Okay, if you like a question, please raise your hand and we'll get round the room as quickly as we can. Who wants to begin? Dillo?
Hello, Frank. Can you sum up what's your overriding emotion now that kind of the period's over, you're done, you're finished with it?
No, I don't know really. It's been challenging. It's been enjoyable to be back working at this club because of the feeling I have for it. I don't like losing games. We lost too many games, but when I look back at the situation I came into, I think the seeds of the situation were sown before that, and I suppose I'm coming in maybe at the back end of the season where some challenges had probably grown. So no, you live and learn in everything, Andy, and I'm fortunate I can be at this club working for it. So I really appreciate that. So I'm pretty level-headed about it, if I'm honest. Yeah.
What would you say? I mean, if you were leaving a note for the fella coming in, what's he walking into? What's he inherited? Big note, I would imagine.
No, yeah, but I think when you're Chelsea and you have a season like we have had, there are obviously things that need to improve. I'm not sure that note should be a public one. If anyone wants me to leave a note or speak to me, they can pick up the phone anytime they want. It's clear that there are things that I would see that need to improve, but a new manager will see them with his own eyes. And the beauty of it is for him, he'll have a pre-season to work with the team. They need that. We're not physically competitive enough. Newcastle are, and we haven't been. That's a strong opinion that I have, and also we'll have the capability now as a club and for the new manager to get the squad in the place he wants it to be, and that's going to be some work as well because the squad has been too big, and that's the biggest challenge probably I found day to day coming in and trying to work with big numbers and players that maybe are a little bit, for whatever reason, disillusioned, whether for right or wrong, that they're not playing or they might be leaving and these things. And those situations can maybe be sorted out now, and they have to be.
Anyone? Yeah.
Frank, what does the future hold for you personally now, immediately and longer term?
Well, I have a break now, which I'm looking forward to, and then I don't know. It's not affected my drive to do this job or anything like that. I enjoy the job. I understand that sometimes it can look a bit fruitless on the outside if you're not getting the results, but that every manager will go through a variation of that in some way. But I enjoy doing it, and I'll have a break first and then see.
So management is still very much the aim, the drive.
Yes.
Tony?
The crowd were great. I thought, they had the send-off and big banner. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
Start, they were great, weren't
they? Yeah, they were amazing, and I think, and also for Azpi, I thought, we don't know what's happening with Azpi yet, but I think that the respect shown for him and what he's done for this club was very evident today. But from my point of view, I think Chelsea fans, and particularly the match-going fans, see the situation that I came into, and it hasn't been easy to turn it in short time. I think that's a reality, but I've given everything in this period. And I'm really connected to the club for life. It changed my life when I was 22 years of age, and that will never change in my head no matter what. So I really appreciate how they were through the game and at the end of the game. And I'm always a Chelsea person at heart, although my obviously work will go in different directions now.
Liam?
Hi Frank, what was the mood like in the dressing room, because it felt like a few of the players were at least mindful of the possibility that they might be saying goodbye as
Yeah, well, I think some of them have been mindful of that for a while, and that's been part of the problem. It's hard to compete in this league or, at this level if some players are in that sort of middle ground, and too many are, and that's been a thing. So maybe getting to the end of it now is a good thing, whether whoever's emotional or got their eyes somewhere else, or whether the club want them to leave or they want to leave, all these things. Now we get to the bottom of it quickly. So I think at the end it was the dressing room was pretty quiet. It's been a quiet dressing room since I've been here, and some of that reflects, I think, probably a lack of confidence in the group, but some of those things should have been addressed by the collective of the group themselves anyway, because confidence for me only follows hard work. Otherwise this game won't allow you to have confidence. So there are a lot of those things. So I think probably the players are sort of happy to have a break. Now they have to take responsibility for this season, as a collective, but also individually now can have that break, and it's up to all of them to go and show the pride and dedication that it takes to be a Chelsea player, to take the club forward.
Okay, right. Hang on, we've got two more waiting, so we're going to finish there. Neil, and then
you
Jacob.
some pretty great centre-backs. You gave Thiago Silva the player of the year before. We gave, where does he rank? How does he, what's his standing at Chelsea?
Oh, it's huge, isn't it? He ranks right near the top. You know, I think it's hard to compare anybody to John Terry because of John's longevity. He came through at the club. You know, he was captain for all the successful years and was an amazing player. Like John was an amazing player. And Thiago is another version of an amazing player who has come here at the back end of his career, bought into the club, fallen in love with the club, I think, had the success of winning the Champions League, and is just an incredible centre-back. I knew that, well, I say I knew that when I brought him to the club. I thought I knew he was a top player. I didn't realise just how good he is.
Okay, we'll finish with Jacob.
As a Chelsea person at heart, does it give you encouragement that it looks like it will be Mauricio Pochettino? Do you see that as the right appointment?
I don't want to get caught on the appointment until the appointment comes, and you know, I know you're going to tell me you all know when it's coming, but it's not. I'm a big fan of Pochettino as a manager. I think he's a very good manager, but it's not about which individual it might be. It's about getting the right high level of manager. Of course, Pochettino's history tells you he works at clubs of this sort of level, and then letting them get to work with the players to try and create a solid identity in a team that can win more games. And those things are not always overnight things. So I think we have to be careful with expectations a little bit. But there is a lot of work to be done. That's my sort of synopsis after sort of 6 weeks. Is that the basics that I keep talking about. Standard sounds a really sort of simple word, but it's so relevant to this club at the minute. The standards collectively had dropped. I can be honest about that, particularly that it's my last game. I might not see some of them that much anymore anyway. But the standards as a collective for a club like Chelsea have to be at the maximum, or you won't be physically competitive enough, or you won't be able to play at a high level, high speed in the game that the Premier League demands. If you're not together in the dressing room and you're not vocal in the dressing room and driving each other and competitive, because I want your place and you want mine and all those things, any top team has to have that. And at the minute, when I came in, very quickly I could see that wasn't there enough. And I think that's something that needs to, and of course a very good manager will help that, whoever it be, but also everyone within that has to take responsibility. Players and club alike.
Okay, we're going to finish.
Can it be turned around in a year, Frank?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Everybody will think all the Chelsea fans will be hoping they're top 4 by this time next year, but
yeah, I don't know that. It's hard to say. This league is tough, and it gets more challenging every year. Everyone's trying to move forward, and I'm not going to put a time limit on it.
Okay, leave it there.
Right.
Thanks everybody.
Cheers. Thanks all.
You.
Thanks very much.
cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.